the studio of Rave TV in conjunction with Uzamat Communications. Inshallah, I told you earlier that my guest is already in the studio, and this guest is a very iconic one, someone who is well read and then well known all over the world. When you talk about Al-Mustabshiruna bin Nabi Sharif Al-Mubiz, he is the founder. When you talk about Let's Get Better, that Islamic gathering where celebrities from all walks of life, come and, deliver what they know about Islam. He is also the founder of Islamic Academy for spiritual knowledge, I Ask, and that gift web, and that gift web is gifting without border. I am talking of none other than Sheikh Abdurazaaq Muhammad al-Mubashir Woleola Aafaakallau. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I know our viewers at home can see the excitement in me. That why is this happy? That that's Sheikh for you. He's always contagious with his happiness, always smiling all the time. Baba, you're welcome once again. MashaAllah. Tomorrow is Arafat Day, next tomorrow is Eid'l Adhaa. So that is why we have brought somebody like you to come and discuss this very important and salient issue, inshallah. So inshallah, Baba, I will start from the very rudiment of the topic. What is Eid'l Kabir?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulih al-Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Muhammad bin Abdullah. Eid'l Kabir, Eid'l Adhaa. This year on is even unique.
Allah.
3 khutbah serially.
Allah.
Jumas khutbah, tomorrow Arafah khutbah, and next tomorrow Eid'l khutbah.
MashaAllah.
Very good one. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So Eid'l Kabir is the Eid that we do 70 days after Ramadan.
70 days
after
after
the Eid of Ramadan.
MashaAllah.
Is the one that comes and the 12th month of Islamic calendar.
MashaAllah.
And on the 10th day of Islamic calendar.
MashaAllah.
It culminates the first 9 days of Zulhijjah that ends on Arafah, and the next day is going to be the day of the Eid, the day of sacrifice, the day of celebration, the day of remembrance of the Almighty Allah.
MashaAllah, the day of Eid, the day of celebration, the day of remembrance of Allah. Sir, can you quickly take us through the origin? What's the origin of Eid'l Adhaa? MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, is about Nabiullah Ibrahim.
Alayhi
Rahman. Allah chose him to be his friend. Ibrahim was tested. So the first thing that bring about Eid'l Kabir, Eid'l Adhaa is test. The test of faith.
Allah.
Test of consistency.
Allah.
Test of belief that Allah tested Nabiullah Ibrahim. For long, at old age, he gave him a son, Ismail. And Allah now wants him to sacrifice the son for him.
Sir, I would love you to repeat that again. Somebody went through a lot.
A lot. Over 80 years.
Over 80 years. And then finally had
a child.
A child.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one. Yeah, just one.
Okay.
And Allah now, he now started dreaming that Allah is commanding him to go and slaughter the child.
You know, sometimes when I heard this, I thought, what comes to my mind is Olurumbi, Jeje, you know that story?
Yeah.
So maybe they read about Ibrahim and then maybe construct this story like that.
Maybe, because that story is very, very relevant, even now. Today, what I used to ask myself is that how did Ibrahim have that confidence to tell his child that I want to slaughter you for the Almighty Allah? A child not up to 15 years, come, Allah said I should slaughter you for him. What confidence? What audacity? And why did Ismail accept it? So,
what gave Ibrahim the confidence to ask the only son to come and lay down his neck that I am commanded to put the knife to your neck to sacrifice you?
And then, why did Ismail he did not argue with his dad?
Allahu Akbar.
So that's a big lesson for us. One or two.
Okay.
First is that Ibrahim has a very good relationship with the Almighty Allah.
Allah.
Once you have a good relationship with the Almighty Allah will let everything He creates to succumb to you.
Allah.
Saying Al-Karam He said, whenever I'm directing my sheep or my birds, and I tell them to go to the right and they are going to the left, definitely I've made a sin. I've committed a sin. So once you have a good rapport with the Almighty Allah, whatever the Almighty Allah created, He is going to follow your
direction,
orders.
mashallah.
Yes, that's it. So that's the first one.
Mashallah.
The second one is that Ibrahim tutored his child very well. So it's about Ibrahim and Allah and Ibrahim and Ismail.
Allah.
So he knew the child he has reared, and he's sure that when if I tell, because Ibrahim did not go and tell anybody, not even the mom. He called that small child. I slaughtered you. Seeking the opinion of a small child. So the third lesson that should be that we should give them responsibility at a tender age. Let's give our children responsibility. It made them to be responsible.
You don't help them to do everything. You give them responsibility.
So that's the beginning of the journey to Eid'l Adhaa, Eid'l Kabir. So Ibrahim accepted, Ismail accepted. Then Watalahu lil Jabin, Falamma Aslama, both of them succumbed. They surrendered to the command of the Almighty Allah. Watalahu lil Jabin,
laid him.
He laid him to slaughter him.
Allah.
Ibrahim. And Allah calls him. Do you know the beauty of Allah calling someone?
Allah.
When Allah calls you, you don't have any option than to answer.
Allah.
Because it calls you from the essence, your essence.
Allah.
Not calling just your hearing.
Allah.
It calls your essence. So you have to answer.
Allah.
Call Ya Ibrahim. Katsadakta ruhya.
Allah.
You are a real person.
Allah.
Katsadakta ruhya.
Allah.
You try to fulfill what we command you to do.
Allah.
And Allah now
Allah.
ransom Ismail, not Ismail again to be slaughtered, but a very big ram to be slaughtered.
Allahu Akbar. And that is the origin
of Eid'l Adhaa.
So if you are slaughtering a ram tomorrow, that is where that ram you are slaughtering tomorrow, that is the origin. It was a ransom for Ismail. Jazakumullahu khairan, Sheikh. Inshallah. Is there a significant? Well, you already have brought out the significance of, but I will still come back to it as an independent question. Now let us go to. Are there other verses of the Quran?
Yeah.
That directs us to the slaughtering of rams and the celebration of Eid
al-Kabir. Because after Ibrahim now is our prophet, but we have our own special prophet. This is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Directly our own prophet.
MashaAllah.
So we don't do anything unless Muhammad do that thing.
Allah.
So for us to, because at the tail end of that surah to As-Safat.
MashaAllah.
Allah says, وَتَرَكْنَاهُ فِي الْآخِرِينَ.
MashaAllah. وَتَرَكْنَا عَلَيْهِ فِي الْآخِرِينَ.
Allah wants us to continue doing it.
Allah.
As an honor
Allah.
for Nabi Ibrahim. So, but we cannot even do that unless Muhammad did do it.
Allah.
So Allah now let him, it's the sunnah of Ibrahim. But he become a Muhammadan sunnah also.
Sallallahu alayhi wa
Allah says in Surah Al-Kawthar, وَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. So An-Nahar means slaughtering of the sacrifice lamb for the Almighty Allah on the 10th day of Sulhid.
MashaAllah, Jazakumullahu khairan. There you have it. So it is originally the sunnah of Nabiullah Ibrahim, adopted by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the instruction of Allah. Sir, now let us talk about that animal, the animal to be slaughtered.
Now.
In the story you narrated now, it was a lamb.
Yeah.
So are we allowed? Okay, let me put it this way. What are the categories of animals that we are allowed to slaughter on that day?
That's another one of the big sweet miracles of the Holy Quran.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I think the Almighty Allah mentioned a lamb. Directly. It says Zibuhin Azim.
Allah.
So that for us to know that it's not going to be only a lamb.
A particular
Zibuhin Azim. It's slaughtered. It's something that could be slaughtered. So he said that now, so from the sunnah of the Holy Prophet, because of the dynamism of Islam, the religion is so dynamic.
Allah.
So it's not stagnant. It's not static. Allah knows that when sometime will come, maybe due to economic hardship, it might be very, very. Something happened this last year.
Okay.
There's a place I was passing by. I'm coming back to elaborate on the question. I was passing through somewhere in Woleola, and I saw a very beautiful white lamb. I said, "Wait, I told the driver to wait." I came down. How much is this? They said 1.6 million. I was saying, "Wow, subhanallah, 1.6 million. Wow, that I can specifically point out that the size, my dad has spotted that one before.
Allah.
And we bought it 375 naira.
La
I'm very sure it's no more than
illallah.
that.
La ilaha illallah.
And the same category, the
Allah
same
Akbar.
weight,
Same look, same beauty,
everything.
Allahu Akbar.
I said, what a disparity. What a disparity.
375 to 1.6 million.
That same place this year, they sell 3 million.
Allahu Akbar.
The least one they sell there this year is 1.3 million.
Allahu Akbar.
So Allah knows that there's going to be some hardship. So he now give us that opportunity to slaughter cow, buffalo, camel. And that means you can join together to do that one. So it's not only the lamb or any the ram or the goat. We have a lot of options, like the cow, the buffalo, the camel.
MashaAllah. But sir, you did not mention goats, chickens, and the likes, and fishes. I just for the sake of clarity, I don't know. Are they?
It's not part of it.
It's not part of it. MashaAllah. Now let us move a step further, sir. Now, tomorrow as Arafat Day, next tomorrow as Eid Day. Is there a correlation between these 2 days?
Yeah, definitely. Like all the injunctions of Islam, Islamic injunctions, there are some correlations.
Allahu Akbar.
There's correlation even in Salat.
Allah.
In Salat, there is Sawm in Salat because nobody will be praying and eating. So at that time, you are fasting. There is zakat in Salat, and the best of all zakat is in Salat.
Allah.
There's zakat of money, material, but the zakat of sharing peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It's the best of them all.
Allah.
There is Hajj in Salat, as sujood. So that is Islam. That is Islam for you. That is Islam for you.
Interconnected.
They will be connected. So Arafah and Eid they are very, very, very connected. Because what first is that it is sequential.
MashaAllah.
It's just the second day of Arafah.
So the first one leads to the other.
Okay. So and another thing that makes them to correlate is that so that we not be left out. The people in Arafah, for them not to be the only one that benefit from that month, for the month of Hajj. Allah. So Allah gave us that option because one of the things they will be doing there, they will also slaughter their own sacrificial. So Allah gave us that opportunity to do our own too. They will also do their Eid. Allah gave us that opportunity to do their so that we will not be totally left out. Allah, whatever you lose here, Allah supplement it or give you an alternative.
MashaAllah, whatever you lose here, Allah supplement it somewhere else, inshallah. And that has been our Sheikh, indefatigable lecturer, and I see that, and I know that you can all attest to, my excitement now that, the way he is a scholar of different, I don't know how to put it, view, and the different view he has is always, in tandem with the Quran and the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad. He looks at the verse, the same verse you and I have read, he looks at them and then brings out, sometimes new meanings that wows you. Wow, this is really, so that is a Sheikh Abdurazaaq Mubashir. Woleola, Aafaakallau for you. Jazakumullahu kulla khair. So now, sir, let us now talk about the Eid prayer proper. We know that on Eid Day, Muslims troop out in numbers to the open field to observe a certain prayer. Can you tell us about this prayer?
This prayer is it's a nafila.
MashaAllah.
It's a nafila and it's just of 2 rakats.
MashaAllah.
2 rakats, and on Juma, the day of Juma, like today is a Juma
day.
Utbah precede
Salat.
But on the Eid, Salat precede the prayer, the khutbah. So, and it will be led by an imam, and we'll all be behind the imam. So that prayer is unique. Unique in like 2 senses. One is that it can only happen twice in a year.
Allah.
The Eid of Ramadan and the Eid'l Kabir.
Allah.
So just twice in a year.
Allah.
That's number one. Number two is that, as we just mentioned, it will be in an open field, and unless there are some reasons, like maybe there's a very big rain that will not let us do it on the field, it's preferably to be on the field, the open field. So then we troop out. There are some lessons. There are some things that you should do on Eid, even before going to the praying ground. Okay. One of it is on the Eid, you have to wear a very clean and beautiful clothes.
MashaAllah.
You are visiting the Almighty Allah.
MashaAllah, the best of the best.
Best of the best.
MashaAllah.
Now, then you have to be clean.
Allah.
That cleanliness
is next to godliness. MashaAllah.
So clean outside and clean inside.
Inward and outward.
Yeah, so, and you don't talk frivolities on your way to eat. No gossiping.
Okay.
It's just about takbir, tasbih, tahmid.
Like, what are those things? What are those takbir, tasbih, tahmid?
Takbir, subhanallah, walhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. It could be Allahu akbar, Allahu akbar. It could even be la ilaha illallah, or even as-salat ala nabi. So it's about just having that connection, spiritual connection.
I would love to come in here.
Now.
Okay, let's assume the Eid I am attending is like, say, some miles away from my home, and I feel like, okay, I'm going in my car or I'm going with my friends. It's celebration day. Can't we be listening to, music, so to the field, and then from the field, so we use the
let that be after the Eid. That should be after the Eid. I can say we could listen to the Quran, because it's a different thing entirely.
Allah.
I don't call Quran. Okay, yesterday I was telling some people that you speak Arabic, you're an Arabian guy, but the Quran has its own language. It may look like the Quran, like an Arabic language, but it has its own specific language.
Allah.
And that you cannot write a book. You are writing a book in Arabic now. You are now saying, I call them. You are the writer, and you are one of the subjects in that book.
Okay.
I call them. Allah can say, I called them in the Quran, and it's as if he can even revive himself to be the third person. He called them. Ordinarily, grammatically, if you write that book, it's rubbish.
Yes.
So Quran has its own language. When Allah, the first person is talking like a third person.
MashaAllah. So and sometimes he also speaks in plural, like we, and you are just one person.
That's it. So it's unique. So when you can listen to the Quran, because Quran is different. Al-Qari'u was-Sa'nu sharikani fal ajr.
MashaAllah.
Whether you are listening or you are the one reciting, you share the same reward. So, but apart from that, the best thing is just to do your tasbih, askar.
So let's just cap it all and say zikr.
Zikr.
Just, soften your tongue with zikr while you're going, and then when you're returning. And then, of course, when you are there, okay, sir, because we have skipped that part. The people at home might think, okay, Shebi, it is when we are going, we'll do zikr, and when we are coming.
Even when you are there, you continue your zikr.
Okay.
And there's no nafila.
Okay.
When you get there, I want to do nafila before the imam. No.
Because as you have encouraged us now to be chanting the name of Allah or listening to the Quran while going, and when we get there, the imam is not there. We may just out of the love for Allah want to
6 round of rakats. No. Just sit down.
Okay.
Calmly and reciting the Quran, the Azkar.
Okay.
So
the Imam arrives.
And when my Imam arrives, and the prayer started, join the prayer and do that, then you sit down again till he recited the khutbah. I
wanted you to, emphasize that point. We are here down here. I don't know about other places, but here in Lagos State, we are so fond of, immediately after the Imam, says salamu alaikum, we are gone.
We are too in a haste.
So are we not right to do that?
No,
is it not right?
It's not right.
So what are we supposed to do?
You should sit down until the Imam slaughters the ram or the lamb.
Okay.
That's when you have the permission to now go.
Okay.
That signal,
like
a declaration, it has started.
Allah.
It's a declaration.
So
you should not go. The Quran said we created man from inner haste. I will show you my signs. Don't listen me.
Allah. So there you have it. Tomorrow on your way to Eid, please it is not time to listen to music. It's time for you to do your zikr. And when you get to the praying ground, you sit down calmly, continue with your zikr till the imam arrives. And when he arrives and leads the prayer, after the prayer, you don't have to rush out of the praying ground. You wait till the imam recites the khutbah, and after the khutbah, the imam slaughters the ram, and when he slaughters the ram, he shows you the knife, and then that's a declaration that you can go home. Chanting zikr, go slaughter your own ram, and then continue Eid. Inshallah, thank you very much for this exposition, Sheikh. May Allah continue to bless you for us. Now, we have left the praying ground. We have seen the imam brandishing his own blood-stained knife, and then we have gotten home. I have slaughtered my malu, you have slaughtered your buffalo, we have all slaughtered. How do we go about this sacrificial animal, this animal we have slaughtered? How do we go about it? Do we keep them in our refrigerator, in our deep freezers, and then start eating them little by little? That may last us for 1 year. In fact, you know the economy, you know what's going on, so it's an opportunity to stock our refrigerator. So what is that the way to go about it, sir?
Allah Akbar. Before going to that,
okay, sir.
I don't want us to omit any sunnah.
MashaAllah.
One of the sunnah is that we go through one part and come back from the other side.
MashaAllah.
And
MashaAllah.
One of the sunnah, if it is comfortable.
Okay.
All sunnah could be adjusted.
Yeah.
If there's going to be any negativities along the way.
Okay.
So you can shift, but on a norm, you go from the right side.
If it is easy, if it is possible, when you go through a route, you come back through a different route. MashaAllah.
Then about the meat now.
MashaAllah.
The goodies, that's the goodies.
MashaAllah, because so, I'm looking forward to my, I think it looks like I have emptied my refrigerator.
No.
In anticipation
Same
of
with me.
So let me know how.
So Allah is a unique creator.
Allah
is a unique creator.
Allah.
He wants you to do things for yourself and do to others too.
Allah.
Not just being selfish.
Allah.
So once you slaughter the ram, after the cutting of the ram, Allah wants you also to divide it into three.
Okay, three
parts.
Okay.
The one portion for you and your family.
Sir, come again, sir.
One portion, 1/3 of it for you and your family.
Something I bought with my hard-earned money.
Yeah. I'm going to relay on this that you beautify that injunction of the Prophet
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
I want you to let me divide it first.
Okay.
The first one for you, the 1/3 of it for you and your family.
Okay.
The next 1/3 for your neighbors.
Okay.
For your neighbors.
Regardless.
And the 2 one for the needy.
Okay, I want you to finish because these neighbors and needy you're talking about, I have some questions to, to insert there, but I would want you to.
Okay.
You want me to ask now?
No, let me
okay, please go ahead, sir.
So that is the 3 tiers
of
how to distribute how to do that goodies of the ram or the cow we slaughtered.
Okay.
So the hadith I want to mention is that, do you know that the 2/3 we give away for the neighbors
and the needy
are the only one that is useful for us.
Come again, sir.
Muhammad Abdul Qasim sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was going out one day.
Okay.
He told his wife, our mother Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, that slaughter this lamb.
Okay.
Then I want your own your opinion.
Okay.
According to your own reasoning.
Okay.
Do it well.
Okay.
When the Prophet came back in the evening, he said, Aisha, kayfa zabah. What happened with the sacrifice?
Okay.
I mean, the slaughtered ram or the goat. He said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Only as I've distributed everything, only one leg remains for us to eat. The Prophet now said, look at the wisdom is supreme.
Allah.
He said, Ma bakiya illa katafi'a. Only kulluha bakiya illa katafi'a. Aisha said, I left only one leg for us. Well, no. That one you left for us is not for us. The one you give away is the one that is for us. Because that is the one we are going to meet in the Akhirah.
La ilaha
so if you give someone food, if you give someone money, give him a car, give him a work, you are only fixing his dunya. Whatever you give, no matter how big it is, you are only fixing, because it's something that is going to use in this dunya. But by collecting it from you, he is fixing your akhirah.
Allah. Yeah. So what you give out,
is for you.
It's for you.
The one you hold on to or hate. You and your family.
Okay now.
Yeah.
If that is the case, am I allowed to give all the three portions, all the three?
No.
Because I would love to. I would love to have.
That would be too extreme.
Allahu Akbar, mashallah. And Islam is a dream. It's a deen of wasat.
Wasat.
You know
you have to be
moderate. You must talk. Allahu Akbar. Now I'll go back to my question. But I think you have answered that question. You know, you talked about neighbors.
No.
You talked about sharing. I mean, distributing 1/3 to the neighbors. And I want to say, let's assume I have this neighbor who is always after my life, who is always disturbing me without any offense. Or I have this neighbor who is not a Muslim, he's a Christian. I have another one who is not even a Christian. He's an idol worshipper. Me, I will not give them my ram.
Okay.
So what do you think?
I think, not what I think, but that's what you should do is that you should give them.
Allah.
No matter who they are.
Allah Akbar.
No matter the relationship between you and them.
Allah.
There is one thing maybe I have told you that before, is about when you see in the world today, we have like 10 Mother's Day in a year. They celebrate like today's Mother's Day, Father's Day,
Mother's Day, that day, this day.
But the most important day we don't celebrate it. That is the Neighbor's Day.
Allah, yes,
Yeah.
You once said it to me.
So
Allahu Akbar.
The Neighbor's Day, because we are from Ilorin now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if something that is negative is happening in our building, maybe the fire, like a fire outbreak, and will I go to Ilorin from Ilupeju to come and call them to come and help?
No.
I need my neighbor.
No, yes.
The neighbor is very, very important. One of the minors in the world today. Let me ship something in. It might be different from this, but it's going to aid it. But let me finish with this neighbor.
Okay.
So like I want to quote one Ori like that.
Okay.
Obi, Ebenezer Obi.
Okay.
Said, "Ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ òyìnbó nílé kejì tó ń kígbe fire, keep pana today." If he was not good to that neighbor, to hell with him.
Allah.
And that's going to be a catastrophe.
Allah.
So you have to give them.
Allah.
You have to give them. You have to give them. You have to give them. So that's it.
Okay, this giving to this neighbor, is it out of your own magnanimity, out of the fact that, okay, you are just created like that, or it is an injunction of Islam?
It's the injunction of Islam.
So we need to get that right.
You should give, irrespective of who you are.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Irrespective of who you are. There was a nation of Nabi Ibrahim that we are celebrating, we are doing a sunnah. Said one of the major things he is used to is hospitality.
MashaAllah.
Someone asked him, the guy said, let's pray before we eat. He said, no, I don't pray, I worship the sun. Ibrahim sent him away. Allah said, if we can't get him back, I'm going to remove your name from the list
of my beloved.
Of my beloved.
Allah.
So it's irrespective of it.
Allah.
That is Islam. That is Islam.
Allah. So there you have it, brothers and sisters at home. Forget what that neighbor has been, putting you through, whatever stress he has been making you, disturbing you with. This is Islam for you. No grudges at all. When you keep grudges or you keep malice, towards somebody, your salat, your psalm, all your ibadah has K-leg. And you would not want to, put all your effort in worshiping Allah. And at the end of the day, it amounts to nothing. May Allah, protect us from such, fortune. Such destiny, inshallah. Sir, now you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Do you still have the grasp of that?
I think it's still about neighbor.
MashaAllah.
It's still about neighbor because the government.
Okay.
They've been trying.
Okay.
All the government are trying. We want to be a ruler and want your time to be so devastating. Nobody will want that.
True.
You want people to celebrate you.
True.
So I give kudos to them. They are still human. They are not the creator. They are not perfect.
And they are fallible.
But they are fallible. There is one thing that I'm advising the government.
MashaAllah. And I'm sure they are listening. They're watching.
I have like about 10, but I'm going to give them one.
Okay.
So
they'll come for the rest.
They should come for the rest. Well, this one I want to give them is that, look at, I have a personal experience about this.
Allah.
I was coming from Ilorin.
Okay.
In a bus, commercial bus.
MashaAllah.
So we are around Bega.
Okay, almost in Lagos.
Almost in Lagos. So we have an accident.
Allah.
It was our driver that was at fault.
Oh yeah.
So the side mirror of the other car was damaged.
Okay.
The person insists that the guy is that I have to take it back.
Okay.
So and he was ready and he gave he was
at fault.
So he gave the money and the guy go. And our driver was now weeping profusely. I mean, tears from the eyes and from the nose. That is extreme.
Allah.
So I now ask him, what's the problem again? This guy has gone settled. Is it about the money? If it's about the money, maybe it's a shortage I'm going to give you. He said, no.
Allah.
No, Astaghfirullah Azim. The guy that the side mirror that was damaged, after giving me the money, he was still crying.
Oh, okay.
And I said, what's your problem? You've settled.
He said, why are you crying?
Before he reached their garage, there is nowhere he's going to buy the side mirror. And it was during the December time.
Okay.
He said, from our park, I mean from the owner of the commercial business, the transportation business, any of their drivers that drive from January to December and there's no accident, they will give him twice salary in January.
Allah.
So once you know that you'll be compensated, you will do good. In all the constitution of the world, it's about punishment. If you do this, you will be punished like this. But if you do good, is there any compensation? That is the only incentive to do good.
MashaAllah.
The Almighty Allah is not in need of anything.
Okay.
Now said, inciting us to do good. If you do one, I'm going to give you 10. That is so. We need an incentive.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. That's a message to the governments. You should, and then to not just Nigeria or Lagos State government, worldwide government. We should look for a way to, motivate people to do good. Yeah. When you put incentive behind, you give, handsome reward behind good deeds. I think people will want to, just like the story you narrated. Jazakumullah khairan for that story. Now, sir, slaughtering a ram or a sheep or whatever, is it mandatory on all Muslims? Is it a mandatory thing?
It's a good one, but it's not mandatory.
Okay.
We have capacity more than other, and the Almighty Allah, la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah will not overburden you. So if you don't have the money, don't go and borrow money. Don't be indebted.
Okay. It's one thing to borrow from your neighbor. It's one thing to go to an establishment, borrowing, a lending, establishment, maybe a finance house. We can go there. Can we go there too?
And later on, you'll be now blaming the Almighty Allah. It's for you that I did this now. I can't get the money, and the interest is swelling up. So don't go to that.
MashaAllah. Allah sees your intention, and He works only with the intention. Jazakumullah khairan, inshaAllah. Now, Eid'l Kabir. As a Muslim, how do we approach? Now we have just a day or two to Eid'l Kabir. How do we welcome Eid'l Kabir as a Muslim? Putting ourselves, our children, our wives, our husbands, and our neighbors in consideration. How do we approach Eid'l Kabir?
First, we call it a sacrifice. So you should know that it's a sacrifice, total sacrifice.
Okay.
It teaches us about sacrificing our time.
One.
Then purifying our intention.
Two.
All these are from Ibrahim.
Alayhi salatu wassalam.
And being passive. You have to persevere.
Allah.
Ismail was tutored. A child tutored to withstand hardship.
Allah.
That is Halim.
Halim. Allah.
Somebody too taught to withstand hardship.
Allah.
So we should deduct all this from
Allah.
from Ibrahim and Ismail. So that we should and consideration.
Okay.
Consideration. You should not be autocratic. Allah, if Ibrahim could just today, if somebody had a dream that I slaughtered my child, and the dream persisting, coming, and if you should call that your child, I'm saying that it's going to run away.
No, it won't even run away. You may find yourself in the police station.
That is it. But that era is a different era, and those people are different people. But still, there are some lessons that we can cohabit in our life.
Okay, can we replicate, attitudes, moral attitudes of those times? Is it easy for us to replicate them this time?
It's still possible.
So how is it possible?
It's about planning. It's about planning your life. Or what's your perspective about life? People today, we are too materialistic. And that has been a big problem. I used to tell some people that if there is a deity that is being worshipped, apart from the creator of the universe today, is ego and material.
Allah, ego and material.
Yeah. People worshipping Ogushago, they know they are joking.
Allah.
But people are worshipping material. Even in the mosque, people worship materials. In the church, worship material things.
MashaAllah.
They worship ego.
MashaAllah.
So, and if Ibrahim has ego or Ismail, we will not be doing their sunnah today.
MashaAllah.
They will not be remembered today.
MashaAllah. So, when you talked about sacrifice, you were...
Sacrifice is about sacrifice and discipline.
Okay.
There was a day, like I love giving
illustration
about what happened that
I think that's the best way to
I went to, I don't want to mention the mosque now.
Okay.
So I was there, I was having an all day in that area.
Okay.
So Juma, and I went to Juma, and fortunately the Imam recognized me. Aafaakallau, you are here. I said,
everybody recognizes Aafaakallau.
Thank you. So he said, what are you doing? I said, I came here to do something. Okay. Then the Utbah was supposed to start by 1:30.
Okay.
Then nobody mount the member until 1:45.
Okay.
And it was not the Imam. Someone. Okay.
Okay.
Then the guy delivered.
Okay.
What baffled me until today is that the guy is from the east, Igbo man.
Allah.
He delivered a sweet khutbah.
Allahu Akbar.
Perfectly, Arabic and English.
Allahu Akbar.
Perfectly. I was astonished.
Allahu Akbar.
So after the khutbah, after the salat, the Imam now take hold of the microphone and said, everybody please give us 5 minutes before we we are always in a hurry. Said that he is sorry that the salat was a bit prolonged before the Imam mount the pulpit. That the man was coming from Ojo barracks.
Okay.
And the khutbah was in Keja.
Okay.
The mosque was in Keja.
Okay.
So there was an hold up. The letter came with Okada, something like that.
Okay.
He said, the guy is from the east. I said, wow. And he said something. He said, the guy asked, the Imam of that day asked two girls, 2 children, and they are both female. One was 13, the second was 11.
Okay.
And he said, I want Sheikh Aafaakallau to talk with the children in Arabic. I want to test them. And I was speaking with those 2 children.
Allah.
They were so fluent in Arabic.
Allah.
And I praised the Imam, the Igbo man, Imam. How did you achieve this? It's sacrifice. You know what the sacrifice he mentioned? He said, there is no TV in my house.
Allah.
He said, I have computer for learning.
Allah.
Because I might not be in control of the TV.
Allah.
So today, if you could make some sacrifice, TV is good, especially if it is being monitored. This phone we are holding is good, but it is poisonous.
Yes.
Sometimes I call it digital dajjal.
Allah.
I call it digital dajjal. You have to be careful with it. So we need to make some sacrifice. And what people, what we like to be. To people to talk about us is not what is even making sense anymore. It's not something making sense anymore. So there are some sacrifices that we have to do so that our home will be an Islamic home. What that Igbo Imam achieved, a lot of scholars in Yoruba land that have been Muslim for over 100 years, they don't have it.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. And that is as a result of sacrifice and discipline. Yeah, that's what you talked about. Now, that's a very good one. That's a very good one. But I need you all to understand that Sheikh is not condemning you having a TV set in your house.
I have TV in my house.
He has, we all have. Yeah. But you know, it has to be monitored. It has to be censored. That the program we are, we are on now, if you do not have a TV in your house, you probably wouldn't have learned this. But when you have a TV in your house, please and please, I'm speaking, I'm just repeating what Sheikh said, let it be monitored. Our children are exposed.
If you know, our children, some of these little ones, they love to watch cartoons.
Yeah.
And, do you want to watch cartoon? We ask them, why can't we call them, come and watch this? This program.
MashaAllah.
We should call them to this type
MashaAllah.
more than calling them
to watch cartoons. So you have it there. It is easy for you to have a beautiful home like Nabiyullah Ibrahim, Nabiyullah Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had. It all depends on you. It rests on your shoulder. How do you manage? How do you control your home? What and how do you expose your family, and to what do you expose them? Inshallah. Thank you, Sheikh, for all this. Now, I still would love to go back to that sacrifice. Okay. And this sacrifice, I think that will be where we will be rounding up the show. It's about, after slaughtering the ram, I looked at my, wallet or my bank account. I found out if I decide to buy clothes for this one, clothes for that one, I may run out of cash. Or how am I going to do? But Islam wants us to put on, beautiful dresses. So, are we going to categorize, a man that says, no, this is Eid, whatever it takes, I have to spend, I have to make my wife happy, I have to make my children happy, people living with me, I have to make them happy. We call that sacrifice too, when he takes from that money, he has to
make big sacrifice, a very big sacrifice.
Aside buying ram.
Yeah. It's a very big sacrifice. If the capacity is not, if it's not going to affect them negatively,
MashaAllah.
It's a very big sacrifice.
MashaAllah.
But if it's going to affect negatively and they'll be now complaining, say, Allah, we did your own, why is all this happening?
What if the man sees that, okay, if I do this, it's going to affect the financing of the house? Okay, let me just do the ram, and then the one we used during Eid'l Fitr, let us use it again. They are still fresh, they are still new, they are still well, maintained. And the wife insisted, you have to. And then it's about to,
call some people.
Are you going to, address the wife, or you tell the husband? Who will you advise now, sir?
I will advise the husband.
Okay.
I will still advise the husband.
Okay.
Because the wife is already a selfish person.
Allah.
It's not seen from the reasonable aspect of angle. So, but the man, I will advise him, talk with her gently, talk more with her. And that's something that should be regular in our house.
MashaAllah. Now, on that day, sir, after Eid, after praying, after this and that, how do we celebrate? Do we celebrate with alcohol? It's Eid.
So
you are supposed to be merry. We are supposed to be merriment. Faji. So how do we go about our faji, sir?
Abul Qasim sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "When asalla yawm al-Eid, fakad asa Abul Qasim."
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Whoever commits a sin on the day of Eid, the person has disobeyed me.
Allah.
He has committed sin, a grievous one.
Allah.
So drinking alcohol, your ram meat with your salad meat with alcohol, you've spoiled everything. You spoiled a day that you are supposed to have some reward. It's a day that you are now trying to commit sin.
A day you're supposed to have your reward on making a sun, because you get your reward. The one thought that you have for yourself, you decide to make a sun from it, and then you will still be rewarded for enjoying yourself
That is
taking
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
drinking.
Like you are enjoying and it's still going to reward you.
Allah Akbar.
Subhanallah.
Then I don't want to use some dirty words now you now turn that opportunity to get reward of eating as soon. You now go and turn it to punishment. Or bad thing for yourself.
It's grievous.
So your advice is that on that day we should celebrate Hausa.
Yeah, we celebrate moderately.
Moderately.
Then celebrate halal.
Halal, okay.
We should, those are symbols of the Almighty Allah.
Inshallah.
Symbols of the Almighty Allah. I have a friend, he went to Hajj, like about 10 years back now.
Okay.
He said, Jai, he used to drink alcohol.
Okay.
I've been warning him, no. Then he went to Hajj. You that you are drinking alcohol, say, Sheikh, leave me, I'm going to Hajj. He came back and Oshei Maka.
Okay.
I said, but he does not like jewelry. So why did he not do this? He said, you see, sir. Just a year is no more drinking.
Allah.
He said, it's giving him caution. Whenever he have the heart to go and drink alcohol, Allah. So likewise, the ram of Salah is al-ibadah. Don't mix it with sin.
MashaAllah, the ram you will be eating on Salah day, do not mix it with sin. Do not mix reward with punishment. Do not mix, an opportunity to get the best of that day with, to getting the worst of the day. May Allah safeguard us from such destiny, inshallah. Thank you very much, Sheikh, for being a part of the show. And I sincerely do hope, sir, that when we'll call you next time, we'll have your audience. Jazakumullah khairan. That has been the show for today. And I sincerely, I am so sure that you enjoyed it as much as I do, even more than I do, because watching behind the screen, you get to see and hear more than I do here. So inshallah, we will be meeting next week on your interesting program again, inshallah, the Islamic platform. I say Eid Mubarak to you in advance once again. Celebrate your Eid moderately and in a halal way. My name remains Ahmed Al-Labib Imatullah, saying salamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.